So I can't even remember the last time I made a video like this on the channel, but I thought it'd be a little bit different, with actually going about this and doing a video today talking about all the latest AFL news. Again, not AFL trade news, just AFL news, because there has been some really cool things that have been happening as of late that I feel like I just really want to talk about. Again, one of these things is by Tom Morris actually saying that he believes is Nathan Buckley's position to lose now, actually referring to the Melbourne head coaching job. Again, for those of you who didn't know, Simon Goodwin was just recently fired by Melbourne and Troy Chaplin has taken over as assistant coach. Again, Troy Chaplin has made it quite clear that he doesn't want to be the Melbourne coach long term, and he's just doing it as an interim, which I find a little bit weird and a little bit interesting, considering a lot of people actually peg Troy Chaplin to be their future coach. So the fact that he actually doesn't want to do it is kind of strange. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's just Melbourne saying they don't want him to do it, and it's not actually him saying he doesn't want to do it. I really don't know. But at the end of the day, from all reports, it is being said that Nathan Buckley will be the future coach of the Melbourne Football Club. Now, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Again, depending how you want to look at it. I mean, first and foremost, Melbourne believe there's actually enough juice in a lot of their senior players, and they have enough talent on there right now to where they believe if they brought in a senior coach with experience, they could actually go on to do bigger and better things and maybe bounce back and make the finals next year. Again, that is the whole reason why they are reportedly looking at Nathan Buckley, is because they believe they have some juice left. They want to continue to, make finals again, and they believe a senior experienced coach like Nathan Buckley can help them there. But if you are like me and you think that Melbourne probably aren't going to come back and believe that is a little bit too optimistic, and personally I believe they need another 1 or 2 or even 3 years on this little rebuild on the run thing they're trying to do, then is Nathan Buckley the right coach? Well, probably no. But for that argument to say that he's not the right coach, it would be like Melbourne would probably have to trade some guys and go a lot younger, which they're not going to do. So with the situation that they're currently in and them continuously looking to probably go older next year, I guess Nathan Buckley would be a good coach. But I think they've got some things to do. Again, I think they need to hit the trade market pretty badly. I think there's a couple of blokes they should be going out there. Please, for the love of God, go out and get a key forward, Melbourne. I mean, what the hell are you doing? Let's see how this all does unfold, because if I'm Nathan Buckley and I'm going into next year with the key forwards that they have right now, I'd be sitting there thinking, what the hell was the point of signing me here? Because we're not making finals with what we've got. So they need to make some change. Again, that Nathan Buckley thing happened. Again, Tom Morris, though, he's hot right now. Like, he's hotter than prime Natalie Portman in Star Wars Attack of the Clones in 2002. That's how hot Tom Morris is right now. No homo. But again, Tom Morris recently did just report that Canberra is pushing to be the 20th AFL team. Now, personally, I think this is probably a good idea. I have said for years, though, and I still back this statement. I still think it's a correct statement to this day. But I have said for years that I believe we don't even really need a 19 and 20th team. And shit, North Melbourne, they should have just turned that into the 18th team, because how the hell have North Melbourne been in the AFL so long? I've met like one North Melbourne fan in my whole entire life. No disrespect to North Melbourne, but like the North Melbourne fan I've met literally was like wanting them to move to Tassie. So I feel like they could have just solved all their problems and moved North Melbourne to Tassie all those years ago. But I move on. We're getting a 19th team, which is the Tasmania Devils, meaning that we need a 20th team. Again, I still think it's such a shame that Southeast Melbourne don't have a team. I mean, AFL have tried desperately for many years to make St Kilda that team. Then they tried to make Melbourne that team, moving them to Casey, of course. Again, I've always been disappointed about that. Norwood are really trying for a 20th team. There's reports that Northern Australia is like trying for a team as well. We know that Northern Territory are trying for a team, and there's reports that a third Perth team might be a potential idea. But out of all those teams, one I didn't mention was Canberra. Again, Canberra actually make a whole lot of sense. They have a really, really high population, and Canberra actually used to be quite a big footy state before the NRL actually made an NRL team over there. Again, I still believe they have enough time and easily could take back Canberra and, of course, ACT as an AFL loving, area. There's no reason why they couldn't. I mean, after all, AFL is a 10 times better sport than NRL. It's a 10 times bigger sport. There's literally no reason why, if you made a Canberra team, you couldn't, again, compete over there. It's also like as well, GWS are obviously half a Canberra team right now and play a lot of games there every year. Again, I think if you added a 20th team in Canberra, had GWS play like 5 or so home games there as well, 4 home games maybe, like they do every year, I think you could overtake NRL pretty easily in Canberra and ACT. And I think that is the AFL's plan, and it should be the AFL's plan. Again, I believe it was the late 90s or early 2000s, though. The AFL actually had a bid, I think, even back then for Canberra to become a team. And for some reason, the AFL didn't see the interest in the market. And having the AFL already being bigger than the NRL over there, they didn't really see much of a need. But then the NRL kind of swooped in and put a team there and took over. And I feel like it was a missed opportunity by the AFL back then. I'm sure there were some reasons. But I wonder if now, in 2025, could this be the time where we see this change and they officially, bring in the announcement of the 20th team, which could be a Canberra team. Again, having a team in the ACT in Tasmania really just makes this a national game. Like, literally the only state or territory which wouldn't have a team is the NT. And I mean, in my opinion, I still think we are so many years off before the NT actually get a team, in my opinion. I just think Canberra is so much more ready, and wouldn't it be a great idea, to put a team there? I think that's where they have to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Again, the other thing as well, Snoop Dogg got confirmed to be the grand final entertainment this year. I mean, this is great. Like, am I the biggest Snoop Dogg fan, as an artist? Not really. I mean, if a Snoop Dogg song is on, I'll bump that shit. I'll be very happy to listen to it. But I'm not the biggest Snoop Dogg fan as an artist. I think he's actually an insanely polarizing figure on social media, though. I mean, the guy's one of the highest followed people on earth. There's funny clips of him just leaving his stream and shit on Twitch and stuff like that. Like, the guy's crazy. He's into everything. And I mean, whether you like his music or not, there's no doubt he's going to put on a great show at the AFL. I mean, we saw what he did a couple years ago at the NFL. There was some great things to be seen there. And I think having him in the AFL now doing this entertainment is good. And the reality is that the AFL knows they got to do bigger and better entertainment every year, ever since Kiss. I mean, when you had Kiss perform at the grand final, it set the tone that AFL was ready to compete with like the NFL in terms of great elite artists putting on a show. Because what Kiss were able to do at the MCG, in my opinion, was just a spectacle. Like, it was absolutely insane. So the AFL knew they had to one-up themselves, and they go get Katy Perry, one of the biggest artists of, modern time. Like, in 2010, when she dropped that one album that had like the 6 songs that have like 1 billion streams on it. I mean, shit, not many artists have ever been able to do that ever. Like, crazy stuff. Then I think they realized they had to top themselves again. I mean, I would have been very happy if they got like a Post Malone. I think Post Malone would have been insane, but they went with Snoop Dogg. Again, the AFL knows as well, even another thing they have over on the NRL is the AFL has so much more money to be able to go and get these massive artists. The NRL, they don't really get anyone at all. Like, that's just the reality of situations. No one cares about their performances because most of them suck and they're not really anybody. But the AFL being able to have Kiss, Katy Perry, and freaking Snoop Dogg is insane. And I think it's going to be a massive show. I'm actually excited to see who Snoop Dogg brings out because, as we know, I feel like you can't just have Snoop Dogg. You'd have someone else. And, I mean, I don't think it's going to be Dr. Dre. There's no way it's going to be Dr. Dre. But I'm going to have my hopes up high for someone like Wiz Khalifa. What are the chances of Wiz Khalifa coming out? Probably 1 in freaking 100. But shit, I have my hopes up high, and I think he might be bringing out someone, and that would be very cool as well. Again, I'm excited to see how this goes. I think it's going to be awesome, and what I do know is it's definitely going to be better than the NRL, who had probably their biggest artist in a long time last year. I think it was the Kid Leroy, and he had no backup dancers, no choreography, no nothing. They had a smoke machine for him, which overtook the stage, and you could barely see the bloke half the time, and it was a massive embarrassment. So I think without Snoop Dogg even stepping foot on that stage, he's probably going to be having a better effort than that. So I'm very interested to see how it goes. Again, I'm very excited. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this down below. The latest AFL news, all of the above. Again, did you like the video? Would you like to see more type of videos like this, which are a little bit different? Again, I'd very much like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. Subscribe to my gaming/movie channel, link down below. My sports channel, which is this one. And my Instagram, which will also be linked down below as well. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.